I was never really interested in the film industry initially, and I was always like, no films for me and all that. But then when you work for such a long time in a glamorous line and you've seen what the attention is, what the fame is, what the creativity is, all of it put together, you don't want to quit it and walk away from it at a point when you're at its peak. So I decided that, well, why not, while I was working in the glamorous business all through this, there was a very obvious step into the film industry. And everybody said a model can never be an actress, never be a good actress. Majority of them never turn out to be one. And this turned out to be like a challenge, and at the same time, a kind of invitation, very polite invitation into the industry. And I took it up and I said, let's see where it takes me from here. Miss Universe was a high for me because it was very different. It was just something nobody had done before and won it before, I guess. And it was something that was new and different. And so it's, it stood out. It got a lot of importance. It became something that was new and that kind of set a trend for fashion. I think in my film career or any other career I choose to do, the day I stand out being different, no matter how it is, that day I would really feel that yes, this is another high. It might not be as big as the Miss Universe, but it certainly will be there. We never had enough time to be enemies, rivals, or friends. We were always people who knew each other from a distance. We minded our own business, did our thing. We were not the best of friends who would say, no, please you first or you first. We always wanted to be best in our own ways, which we have proven to be. I went ahead and won Miss Universe, she went ahead and won Miss World. Neither of us were a second to anybody. We did our job and we did it well. And I think that is one thing people should keep in the back of their heads, is that if at all we have rivalry for our own work, to make sure that, hey, I'm doing this badly, I must be good at this. You only compare people one against the other when both of them are perfect. None of us are perfect. We both have started a new career. We both have to work really hard to make a place for ourselves before we can sit and start comparing us against each other, So there is no such thing as rivalry. People will still write about it, people will still talk about it because it's something that interests them very much. But the sad thing is that they don't understand there will be a day when after all of this being said and done, Aishwarya and I will have the last laugh. I had said even earlier that if I ever did a Hindi film, I would want my first film to be with Mahesh Bhatt. Because, see, no matter how much of confidence you have in yourself, you need the person behind the camera directing you in a certain direction that you're not used to, You're used to having a certain reaction to a certain situation, but how to act it out when you're not the same person is difficult. And I was very confident all along that if Mahesh Bhatt directed my film, somewhere deep down inside I knew that he would bring out the performance. And very honestly, so far I think he's done a very good job of doing so. Because for the last week that we've been shooting, we have probably shot all different emotions each time. And he made sure that my first Muhurat shot, the day I shot my first day, he gave me a very tough scene to shoot. Because he said, I want you to walk out of here confident that you can do it. And trust me, I was very, very uncomfortable with the idea, but when I walked out of there, I said, hey, it's not that difficult, I can do it. I really don't know if that exists or not because I haven't gone through it myself. But of some people that I know, people talk about it, yes, that it does exist. Some say they don't. But I guess, those who say that it doesn't are being diplomatic. Those who say that it does are being too honest. And I guess there's just a balance that's between them, which I wouldn't know of because I never had to go through that situation. And honestly, if I ever had to go through that situation, I wouldn't be in the industry because there is nothing in this world that I have to do. For a model to be an actress, the model has already faced the public. The model has already been on a ramp, faced the reactions of the people live. She's been in front of the camera for commercials. She's had, the choreographed kind of dance movements on the stage. She's had all kind of different experiences which add up later to make you a complete actress, maybe. That's what I would think it is. The one thing I certainly don't want is to just die out, having been a Miss Universe sometime in life. I guess I just want to be somebody or do something in life that maybe even in the most short-lived memory of the public, they tend to remember it somewhere in the back of their head. So that I feel that, well, whatever I did was worth it. Whatever I did will be remembered.